All right. Hello and welcome to the video. My name is Wade Smith, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing Isshinryu Kick Defense. And I did really touch on this in one of the other videos already, and this video is not going to be terribly long. But so you have, a couple basic front kicks that your opponent could be attacking you with, or a roundhouse kick. And one of the things that you're going to see that you see in MMA is this leg check, all right, which in Isshinryu we normally cock the leg check into the other knee. And so your lower leg gets hit at a 45-degree angle rather than square on. That way you don't break your own leg. You just deflect the opponent's leg at a glancing blow. Whereas if you let them hit your upper thigh repeatedly, you're going to get your legs knocked out from under you. Or if you let them hit your kidneys, you should leg check and block here, as I discussed in another video. So your standing guard only needs to come down a couple inches, an inch or two, and you seal this off so that none of your leg and none of your body gets hit in a vital target. Other leg defense techniques is this little move. It is from Wansu Kata now that I'm thinking about it. This little here and then here and then a kamai. Well, this is an inside or outside heel hook on a leg that you've caught from a kick, and you're basically dislocating the ankle, knee, and or hip of the opponent with a inside or outside heel hook. So you're hitting it at maximum, and you can torque your whole body into it to just go ahead and dislocate whatever gives first. And that's where that is in Wansu Kata. That's at the beginning of the kata. That's the very first thing you do in the kata, if I remember right. And then because Suinsu is Grandmaster Shimabuku's personal kata, and it starts at a 45-degree angle from the normal of the other katas. So it's definitely not Suinsu that it's done in. But anyway, you can do the inverted vertical windmill block, as I said in a previous video, which may allow you to catch your opponent's leg and do something with them for perhaps you just do an inside sweep and push and throw them to the ground and then punch them in the groin or something while they're on the ground. All right. And so this guy mocked me for having 30-something groin attacks and 300 submissions, but the truth is you might need 30-something groin attacks and 300 submissions to win a street fight. Because you never know what position you're going to end up in. You need to know something. Now, can you actually master and execute 300 submissions perfectly? No. But you can master 50 submissions perfectly and execute them. Now, of course, there's Sanchin stance to protect you from a rising groin kick, but it's not very useful to protect you from a front groin kick. But it's better than nothing against the rising groin kick. And then there's other techniques that you can do. How's it going? All right, so the most important thing to remember is that 2 or 3 of something back to back is more likely to work than 1 of something. That's where we come also with the Isshinryu continuous fist, where we're going to throw 3 straight punches to the solar plexus rather than just 1. And we're gonna instead of just jab or jab cross, we're gonna jab cross hook uppercut. We're gonna get in 4 strikes instead of just 1 or 2. All right, so that's the notion of continuous fist, and you don't have to necessarily fully reset to standing guard. I have an excellent standing guard in principle, although I haven't sparred anybody good in a very long time. But generally, you're not going to hit me in the face with a head kick. You're not going to hit me in the head with a head kick ever. I mean, just period. You might catch me in the body once in a while, but you're not going to catch me in the head ever. I will block out or box out every single thing you try to throw at my head. But you might catch me in the body, especially now that I'm overweight due to type 2 diabetes. But you're going to have to really drill me to hurt me, in other words. Um, but you don't always have to reset to that full standing guard because your uppercut, both your uppercut and your straight punch, your cross punch to the solar plexus, and your uppercut to the body or your uppercut to the jaw, they all develop the maximum power when cocked to the hip. So in a continuous fist scenario, you're actually cocking to the hip and throwing a full power uppercut. Whereas if you uppercut from standing guard, you see I've only got half the force. All right. Whereas you uppercut from the hip, you knock somebody out in one hit. All right. And there is a pressure point right here behind the jaw. I do not know the scientific name for it, but that is the one that knocks you out in boxing and kickboxing as such. When you get hit in the jaw, it's actually this pressure point that knocks you out. And you can knock somebody out just by pushing that pressure point with one or two fingers if you find it correctly on the person and just jab into it. And their head's going to go wherever you're pointing to. You can actually push yourself off balance. It hurts so much. So that's a pressure point that works. And like I don't know whether that's actually legal in UFC or not. It's probably not because they got a rule against sticking your finger into any orifice of the body, including between muscle groups. So it's probably not legal in UFC. But generally, if a black belt gets hit in the face by a kick, he did something wrong. He dropped his standing guard like this. He has a bad habit of dropping his own standing guard when he's throwing his jab, maybe, or he's got a bad habit of dropping his standing guard when he's throwing a kick of his own. So then he got caught in the face by the other guy's high roundhouse kick, and that's both Isshinryu Adesanya and Kamaru Usman. I thought they were immune to that because they both had good mechanics. I knew Adesanya was eventually going to get beat because he showboat too much, but Kamaru Usman was all business, and I thought he was pretty much unbeatable, and he got beat the same way everybody else gets beat because he dropped his standing guard like a noob and got knocked out. One time that he made a mistake, he got beat instantly. So you need, as a martial artist or even just as a hobbyist, to work on your standing guard so you keep it between chin level and cheek level at all times. And generally, you're going to be in a slightly modified seisan or guard stance. One hand to the body should be angled a bit, and you want to keep your elbows in, protecting your ribs. Keep your hands out away from your face so they're not easily punched back into your face. If you get hit in the hands and it knocks yourself out anyway, you're kind of throwing up. But you keep your hands, a 45 to 90 degree angle here, chin high to cheek high, and that's a good standing guard with elbows tucked into your rib cage so your ribs are protected. All right. Don't drop. Absolutely make sure you have a habit of holding your standing guard at all times, no matter what technique you're executing, so that you don't get knocked out by a head punch or a head kick. Because if your head gets hit, if you can watch Muhammad Ali's fights, something that he does absolutely correctly, regardless of the controversial issues with his last fight, and regardless of the controversial issues of a little bit too much sometimes getting away with clinching, which you're really not supposed to do in professional boxing. But what he does right that most other boxers mess up on is he just flat out never gets hit in the head. If you watch Muhammad Ali's fights, he'll let the other fighter beat the hell out of his body, but he's not going to give up a headshot. And that's one reason that he won so many fights. Another reason is he has a wicked jab that can knock somebody plumb out just with the jab. So, so don't give up a headshot. Even if you get hit in the body, do not give up a headshot, because it only takes one headshot, one good headshot to the jaw or temple, and you're going to hit the floor. And you're going to be seeing scars, and somebody that really wants to hurt you gets in several more hits before you ever have a chance at recovery. So don't ever get hit in the head. All right. So that's kick defense, and it's also head defense. And so that's head kick defense. Don't drop your standing guard, and there's no excuse for ever getting knocked out by a head kick. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and that's the end of this video.